So Brock Lesnar enters the Royal Rumble at number 15 and he makes his way down to the ring before throwing out Grayson Waller, throwing out R-Truth, and then throwing out up-and-coming star Ilya Dragunov. But then Brock Lesnar would come face to face with the career killer Gunther before they would go face to face. But then Brock and Gunther would trade blows. And then Brock, he would get Gunther on the ropes, ready to clothesline him over the top rope. But then Gunther throws Brock out. And then Brock Lesnar would be eliminated before Gunther gloating it all in. But he would be met by enormous boos by the crowd. And then Brock would walk away, but still Gunther would be taking it all in until Brock runs back in the ring and he would throw Gunther out himself. And then Brock would start beating down Gunther, mauling him. But then Gunther would get Brock Lesnar and he'd hit him with a clothesline, but they'd just carry on brawling, throwing each other around. And they would keep brawling until they leave the Royal Rumble arena. And then, on the next couple of weeks of Raw, you would have Gunther and Brock Lesnar non-stop brawling. They'd brawl in the ring. But then they'd also brawl backstage. There was no separating these two men from their hatred for each other. But then Gunther would throw Brock Lesnar into an ambulance. And then Gunther would batter the hell out of Brock Lesnar. For the first time in Brock's career, it seems like Brock Lesnar is actually struggling to get on top of Gunther. Gunther feels like he's too much for Lesnar. But then Brock Lesnar would challenge Gunther to a match at WrestleMania where Gunther would accept, but then Gunther would have some words to say to Brock Lesnar. These crowds only cheat you because they don't understand wrestling. All they want to see is a firm boy throw people around. Well, you call yourself the career killer, right? Take away that, Gunther. Who are you in this company? But then Gunther snaps. But before Gunther can get Brock Lesnar gets Gunther on his shoulders and he nails an F5 on Gunther. And he stands tall going into WrestleMania. And now we would see the big match between Gunther versus Brock Lesnar. Beast versus Beast. But then in the first stage of the match, Gunther would get on top. And he would lock Brock Lesnar into a sleeper hold. And it looks like Brock could be fading. But then Brock starts to fight. And he gets Gunther off him. And he picks Gunther up for an F5. And he goes for the cover. 1, 2, no! Gunther will kick out at 2.99. But then Gunther would clothesline Brock Lesnar. And he'd pick up Brock. And he would land a powerbomb on him. But then he'd get him in the corner. He's done a clothesline. He's done a powerbomb. But now he wants to go for another powerbomb. But this time he wants to go for an avalanche powerbomb. And now he'd go for the cover. Where Gunther would get the big win at WrestleMania. But then the crowd would stop booing. And then they would give Brock Lesnar a standing ovation at his very possible last WrestleMania. And then over the next couple of months, Gunther would talk trash about Brock Lesnar until one night near to SummerSlam, where Gunther would cross the line. You know, after WrestleMania, I didn't even need to retire Brock Lesnar. All I needed to do was beat him once, then he was out the door. And he's never coming back. Ever. But then Brock would get Gunther on his shoulders and he would hit an F5. But then he'd pick him up again. And then he'd get him on his shoulders again. And he'd go for another F5. And he would connect. He wouldn't do one. He wouldn't do two. But then he'd go for 3 F5s. And then Brock would leave Gunther laying on the floor. But then, the Raw going into SummerSlam, they would have an intense segment, and then you would find out the stipulation and the stakes for the final match that they would have at SummerSlam to end the feud. Well, Gunther, this has been going on for long enough now. One final time at SummerSlam, where I finally maul you to death. Accept the challenge. No. Not unless you do it by my terms, Brock. If you want this match so badly at SummerSlam, you will put your career on the line. And then I will put my undefeated streak on the line. If I win, my streak goes undefeated. If you lose, your career ends. So what you said, Brock? I accept Gunther, but just know you aren't walking into my hometown Minneapolis. You're also walking into Suplex City. And Brock, when I walk into Suplex City, your career ends. Brock Lesnar goes out in his hometown. Then he's met by Paul Heyman, who walks him up the ramp.